This is the Stereosis.
Speaking our local language, dialect, especially our own generation, Gen Z. Like, you feel like sometimes you ask somebody where you
The Gen Z.
yeah, Gen Z. If you ask somebody where you're from, especially like let me just use the our own Igbo for example.
Yeah.
Speaking our dialect
Chukuma, when you talk about speaking the native language,
yeah.
because the native language it might be dialect, it might be the centralized one,
Yeah.
but for me, there is nothing like central Igbo.
Like in Igbo context. Like
It's in almost all the languages.
yeah.
In Yoruba,
Yeah,
they just try to bring some words,
Together.
some more related words, and then you string them together, forming what you call the central language. But let me tell you what happened with the central Igbo.
Yeah.
Those you consider to be those that speak the central Igbo
Yeah.
were the first set of Igbo people that came in contact with the West.
Yes.
So they were privileged to actually have been learned or first educated. So they do their thing. Maybe if it's a man from Umuahia, he will try to write Igbo based on their own tone.
So like
Paraventure, if an Onkano or an Enugu Ezike man was the first, he will use Enugu Ezike as the yardstick for judging others.
Other,
And now you see some others as inferior or more lesser Igbo.
no,
For
I
me,
believe that strongly.
now,
Nothing like
yes,
central-
there's nothing like central Igbo. Igbo is Igbo.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
And if you speak most of the central Igbo, I've been in a meeting where we had the 5 Igbo states and everybody was asked to speak dialect, and we were surprised. You could basically understand 90-something percent.
Anyways, you can pick, but not Abakaleke.
No.
Or when they go deep.
No, there are some. All that I'm talking about, like Abakaleke, we even understand the Abakaleke.
Refolek.
No, Igbo is a matter of a kind of a tone language.
Yeah, it's a
Sometimes
tonal.
we-
Igbo is tonal.
So when they are speaking, you understand what they are saying. Most
Just like Uzechi gave us an instance of a reverend father who came to Udi, and he was so fluent in Igbo language that everybody was so amazed. But one day he gaffed. After the mass, he said, "Otu ọbụna si wee dị, Chineke bụ ike m." You know, everybody was amazed. No, ya si na Chineke bụ ike ya. You know. Yeah, Igbo is a tonal language. So there is no aspect of the Igbo that should be perfect. But let me tell you, whosoever where you are from, the primary language you should teach your child is that language of communication that is inherent in your village.
Yes.
Because your child does not come to your village and start. There are people who don't understand.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, when we were relatively smaller, if you come and then you now for more nature.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now, you speak and relate. The primary people you should learn to relate with is your immediate environment. Now, your kinsmen, and then your friends, in that order. Do you understand?
It's not easy for some people to think. They feel that why I don't know how to speak that language.
Why would you not know how to feel? What, did the language do anything wrong to you?
No.
And then another problem is the parents. Parenting is also an issue.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there was a point I told my woman that my son should speak Igbo. That when he goes to school, he will learn to speak English.
Yes.
After all, I was born in the village.
Yes.
I never knew how to say come and go
See,
until I was 7 years old. But today, can't you see? Am I relatively? I'm fluent, right?
And when the guy goes to school, from my nephew, I learned something. When he goes to school, he can easily relate with those things from what he has learned. Like
Yes.
when my small nephew go to school and he will see fowl, he will point at that.
Okoko.
This Okoko.
Okuko, now learning becomes even easier.
Yeah, for him, he can relate to
Now you can say that this Uwa Dioji.
Yes.
Now in English it means is black
So when they say
or it's dark in color.
that, we can,
So the person can easily correlate.
yes, what
Oji black. Okay.
he gives him a deeper.
Yeah, it gives him a deeper understanding. Do you not wonder why if you go to Yoruba land, you see a lot of them teaching in primary school with Yoruba language.
Yes.
And then they still come out and they churn out a lot of professors everywhere.
Yeah.
But you see, listen, especially the illiterate Igbo people or illiterate Africans, once they come into a school, the first thing they'll ask is, I'll
take my child away.
Why not emphasize because a balance between Igbo no Igbo? Now, if you are going, maybe if you are going to catechism, now if you are a Catholic, you literally do not find children who are willing to read the text in Igbo. Or even those who print the Igbo Bible are fast going out of the market because nobody is willing to buy the Igbo Bible.
And like what you're saying about teaching small children how to speak English, it has gone to a point where a lot of people, instead of even teaching that their dialect, they get ashamed. Even when the father and the mother from the same village,
yes,
they start speaking English to all those guys.
They
end up now. GMS did the same thing with our greetings and faith. If you watch like in Igbo language, you don't have any standard greeting because Dennis Memorial tried to walk back good morning. Good morning was walk back. Good morning is Ututoma.
Now
that
in
can never stay.
Chukuma, in Igbo language, there is nothing like good morning.
Yes.
Like in my dialect, if I wake up, the first thing I'll ask my neighbor, okay, ki baite wo?
Imaraga.
Nde ki imeri wo? Do you know the meaning?
I know.
Have you woken? How are you doing? I hope you are healthy. So, Agabaga. You see,
if one of these things was chosen as the main greeting, by now they will have them standardized.
Do you know? Let me tell you something. Do you know the preference? The reason English names too are dominating Igbo names already is because a lot of parents prefers that their children, even when there was someone I listened to one particular day, the child rushed to this woman and was asking her, "Mommy, what did you buy in the market?" The mother, in the course of reprimanding the child, told him, "Come on, don't say that. It is what did you bought? Mbwa kanishi." This is like in my place, what you call it also oyankushi obebe. Amutaru nkushi. Do you understand? Now, the basic thing we should do is we must be proud of, one, our language. Two, we must be proud of, when you are proud of your language, you will even know how to appreciate your language. You will even know how to coin. If you want Igbo names to be fanciful, you have names like Chiwetalo, Chiwetel, Chikaima. You have also what Chimamanda, no. Or you don't want your child to be a big writer like Chimamanda. Adora. Ola. Each of themselves, you bagwaya Olako.
Ola. Boys like
Ego. Yeah, you know that kind of thing. You see, there is. I'm not saying that the Igbos should not modernize names or not, but the major thing is you can turn it Igbotically to be more modern.
Yes. And this issue of speaking dialect is a very big problem because we come out here and just feel like that's
basically speaking. I don't know where the Central Igbo emanates from. So basically, especially when I'm carried away, I speak my dialect. And everybody understands it. It's just that maybe sometimes the tonal gradation or graduation might be very funny to you.
Yes.
You know, and then but you will understand what I'm saying.
And we must encourage people. Like some boys can't speak Central.
Let me tell you. Around my area, it's influence. Around my area, a lot of people became accustomed to like if they see you, they say "Jiayo." You know why? Because that's what I say it always. When I'm around you and I want to ask you how I say Jai, you know, and they are happy.
People should not be ashamed of it. Nobody is. There are things we cannot actually change. There are things you don't choose for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Who becomes your parent? Who becomes your brother?
Where you are born.
Where you are born. these are not things within your control. And I think the Almighty knows the best why you are from that particular place.
So we should not try to be more Western than the West.
Or even be smarter than God.
Ah, my brother.
Because
The God
that made
the
you
gods are wise.
wise. The God that made you a Kano man was not stupid.
And I will be an Nkanu man in my next life, you know.
So it's something you have to be proud of. You have to
Yes, of
it.
course.
And that's just what we must do, because Igbo language is suffering.
It's fast going extinct.
Fast.
If something is not done.
I listened to a woman when I was serving, and she told me how some people travel abroad, and some white guys came around the house, and the man was trying to instruct the children with Igbo language, and those white guys were like, "Wow." But to be honest, what was going on? But the guys were going and coming out. The man was trying to communicate with the children with Igbo language, and at a stage, one of them told the man that, "I'm jealous. People have second language." And you know, like in US now, they are trying to adopt Spanish as their second language.
Yeah.
And others are trying to come to where we are. We are trying to abandon the good thing God has done for us and rushing.
That is very unfortunate. Unfortunately, we blame the whites for everything. They did their own part. If we were in their shoe, would do the same thing. If we colonized the Americans or the Englishmen, would have given them all Igbo names. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But okay, look, if you look at it, the same people who colonized us as most part of Africa also colonized India.
India has made
What the Indians did was they accepted the British technology, the Western technology, and rejected the culture and religion.
some part of the education also.
No, even they still speak English. They took, but the major language of their study is in Hindu.
Hindu.
Do you understand? And some other variant languages
English
in India, and then English.
English.
Do you understand? But we Africans, what we did is that we just took the Bible from the white people and even rejected their technology. And adopted their culture.